So, good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen. It's our pleasure to be here today and to have opportunity to give our presentation. Alena, what is this?
It is Tigran's red button.
Well, the red button can be a symbol of anything, of power of vision, of start, but why do we need it in our presentation?
Let's try to press it.
But won't Tigran get angry?
Calm down, it's just a button, do you see? Nothing special. And we are not going to launch a space rocket by pressing it.
But we don't know how it works. Wait for...
Too late.
Oh my God, what have you done?
Oh my God. How did Gagarin say? Поехали?
Well... Oh, Tigran is coming. Hide it. Hello, Tigran. How are you? Are you in a good mood?
I see, girls. You have already pressed the button, haven't you?
Well, Tigran, you see, the point is that, well...
Okay, Tigran, better explain us. How is this connected with our business presentation?
Directly connected. People have dreamt about the space for 1,000 years, but it was our country that sent the first human being there. On the 12th of April 1961, Yuri Gagarin made it. And this button is a symbol of power of dream.
Well, do you want to say that any dream can come true?
Yes. Do you remember the words of Christopher Reeve,
Is that he who acted Superman in 4 American movies?
Exactly. He said, so many of our dreams at first seem impossible.
Then they seem improbable.
And then, when we summon the will, they soon become inevitable.
Good afternoon, ladies
and gentlemen,
and deeply respected panel of judges.
So, are we presenting a dream today?
Yes, almost. Today, we, the students of Budget and Treasury Academy of the Ministry of Finance of the Russian Federation, Elena Degtyantseva and Elena Kozlova, and me, Tigran Baseyan, will tell you about one of the living dreams, about the huge project Skolkovo.
Well, what if we start with the Skolkovo profile?
Why not? And then we will move on to the challenges that Skolkovo and any other innovative project faces. And then finally we will speak about the moving power of this project.
Please, make yourself comfortable. We begin with the topic, the Skolkovo profile.
Let me start.
Sure.
So, Innovation Center Skolkovo is a project for the Russian research and industrial spheres that is based on the example of one of the biggest technoparks in the world.
Do you mean Silicon Valley in the USA?
Yes, you're right. The planned research center in Skolkovo should first of all focus on 5 high-tech sectors. These are energy, telecommunications, information technologies, biomedicine and nuclear technologies. By the year 2014, it is intended to grow into one of the leading research parks in the world.
Well, and what about the return on this project?
As you know, in huge technoparks, as Skolkovo is planned to become, such technologies and products are developed that are in demand and attractive to consumers. According to the Chief Executive Officer of Rusnana, Anatoly Chubais, the production of innovative products in Skolkovo by the year 2015 could bring at least 100 to 200 billion rubles a year.
Well, but don't think that everything is so easy and smooth with this project.
As any huge innovative project, Skolkovo has to meet a number of challenges. Let's speak about them.
So, follow the slides, please. Here you can see that we called the ladder of challenges. The first step is land.
Land? Do you mean location and square?
Yes, that's exactly what I mean. So, the Skolkovo area lies near the village of Skolkovo in the environs of Moscow. To specify, 2 kilometers away from it on Skolkovsky highway. And the square of this area is about 380 hectares.
So, it was the first step of our ladder of challenges. The second point is infrastructure. So, There were 2 finalists in the Skolkovo Architects competition, building companies from Holland and France. On the 25th of February 2011, the results were announced, so the French company won.
Okay, now we have the land, and plant infrastructure. But to move further, the project needs lots of capital investments, doesn't it?
Of course it does. And this is the third step. Investors. What do you think? Does the Skolkovo project have investors or not?
Of course it does. The American fund Sigulagov has already invested $250 million in the project. The Cisco company is going to invest $1 billion within 10 years. Don't forget that the world economy is still in hard post-crisis condition, but we still see these impressive numbers being invested in the project.
And this is only the beginning. One of the major shares falls on the Russian government. On the 5th of August 2010, the Ministry of Finance of the Russian Federation published its fiscal policy directions. 15 billion rubles in the year 2011, 22 billion rubles in the year 2012, and about 17 billion rubles in the year 2013 will be allocated from the federal budget for the Skolkovo project. And the total sum of the governmental support will make up more than 100 billion rubles by the year 2015.
The Russian government is also attracting other investors. Do you know this handsome man?
I'll be back. Hasta la vista, baby.
Okay, Tigran, maybe the Terminator will be back, and actually he was back. But we are interested in this person as the former governor of California.
It seems you already guessed. It's Arnold Schwarzenegger.
I like him. He is really cool. But why is he in our presentation,
Let me explain. It was he who was caught by the Russian underground turnstile. And it was also he who brought the US investors to Russia, and they are going to invest up to $1 billion in joint project with Rusnano in Skolkovo.
This table illustrates the financing of the first 9 Skolkovo projects. The second column shows us how much the Skolkovo fund allocates itself. And the third column presents the Skolkovo investor sources. And here you can see the graphic example of their shares.
Okay, now the project has enough funds. So let's move back to the ladder of challenges. We have passed through the first 3 steps.
Yes, you're right. Just a brief summary. The project has the land, plant infrastructure, and money. So, do you guess about the next step?
We need high-tech equipment.
Right. And finally, we have the 5th vacant step, at the very top of the ladder. This is the last, but by all means, not the least point.
The main resource of any project, especially an innovative one, is what?
Shame on you. Of course, people. Their bright new ideas, their intellect, their progressive views, and their creations and inventions. Only I, you, all of us can make the project alive. Well, the Skolkovo project doesn't need all the people of the world, but it will be enough for it to attract the best ones.
Before we start speaking about human capital, if you, my dear colleagues, and you don't mind, let's have a small poll.
Sure.
Could those of you raise your hands who believe that investments in human capital are important?
Thank you. So, as you can see, we and most of you have answered yes. That's good, because most economists agree on this issue. Investments in human capital are really vital.
But why? Why do people pay so much attention to this problem? Tigran, could you explain this?
Sure. Ideas and other intellectual products define the principal value and the main source of income in modern companies. Research on this issue has shown if we improve employees' professional skills by 10%, labor productivity will increase by 8.6%.
Moreover, it is well known that with a skilled management, the return on investments in human capital is almost 3 times higher than the return on investments in equipment.
Yes, and on this table we can see the level of financing for science in the year 2000 and forecast for the year 2030 as a percentage of GDP. Do you see this? countries will increase the level of financing for science almost twice.
By the way, please take a look at this slide.
Well, so many big figures.
Oh, don't be afraid, it's not a problem.
So, what do these numbers apply to, Alena?
It seems I understand what Alena wants to say. These figures show us investments of these companies in human resources. Am I right?
Yes, you are right. But there is something else that unites all these companies.
Is it the Skolkovo project?
Let's take a look at this slide. Here you can see the list of the biggest present and future Skolkovo investors.
These are international companies such as Microsoft, Nokia, and Intel, and others. So, big corporations nowadays understand that their personnel is the key element to be successful.
So, investments in human capital are always in demand. Whether it is recession, recovery, or boom, in any part of economic cycle that you can see on the slide, these investments are profitable and up to date. That is why the Skolkovo project attracts so many investors. The point is that the moving power of this project will be human capital.
Okay, now let's come back to the red button.
Oh, by the way, it seems that it's yours and you've dropped it.
Thank you, Elena. Keep it.
Oh, thank you.
Do you remember that we started our presentation with the story of Yuri Gagarin and the first space rocket launch? Do you know why?
No, not because it's the 50th anniversary of this turning point this year.
We started in this way just to show you even the most impossible dream can become a reality if we go towards it.
So, in a few years, the dream of Technopark Skolkovo will be alive and live up to our expectations. Together, we will make it.
Thank you very much for being such an attentive audience.